What's up, everyone? Drunken Phoenix here. Welcome back. So today I'm going to react to people talking about their increasing mortgages and how, the affordability for a home for a lot of people is slowly beginning to slip out of reach. And this is after already initially purchasing it, just because, a lot of these rates and costs just increase over time. So let's get started.
I just got a letter in the mail and it said my mortgage going up $100 again. Every year keep going up. I thought I had a fixed rate that's given adjustable. It keep adjusted. It keep going up every year. I ain't asked y'all to build no Chick-fil-A and no movie theater up the street. That's on y'all. When I bought this house 17 years ago with number woods. Y'all done cut all the woods down. Now the deer's just laying in my driveway. They don't even move when I crank the car up. They ain't even got a tree to lay in. Huh? Talking about an escrow. Escrow these. I can't even afford the house. I can't afford to own it. I can't afford to rent. I can't afford to live. What we doing? Citation. Somebody help me, because in a minute I'm going to lose a little piece of house.
My mortgage.
So that's actually kind of scary to think about, the mortgage increasing by $100 every single year. That is very concerning. That just means in 10 years that you're looking at $1,000 increase in your monthly payment. And that's, the reason why that's concerning is obviously because, most mortgages are for 30 years. So yeah, that sucks.
Just going up by over $500 per month. Yeah. Let that sink in. I live in a starter house, and if you saw it, we would all agree it's a starter house. My mortgage was already $4,300 a month, and then I got a letter saying it's going to be going up again. Now it's going up to $4,800 a month. And I've only owned this house for 18 months or so. I bought it around the summer of 2024, and that doesn't include the $75,000 that I've already put into it for updates, repairs, just homeowner expenses. I'm grateful for sure. I mean, it's in a great area. There's great schools, great neighbors. But honestly, at 28, having a mortgage payment like this for a starter house feels criminal. And here's the kicker. I was talking to my friend and she said she saved thousands on her mortgage by shopping her interest rate on Fincast. I had no idea this even existed when I bought my house. If I had, my mortgage payments would have been hundreds of dollars lower per month. So here's my PSA. Don't make the same mistake I did and use tools that we have now to save you money. Shop your mortgage on Fincast, see if there's a better rate, and even the smallest difference in a rate can save you hundreds to thousands per year.
Okay, so I didn't know this was going to be an ad for Fincast, but that is insane. I want to know, where does she live? She has to live somewhere on the West Coast, because $4,300 or $4,800 a month for a mortgage is insane to me, especially for her to only be 28 years old. So I'm guessing she has a pretty good career, or maybe she has a husband that helps out with a lot of finances. But yeah, that's insane.
Trust me, when your mortgage is already huge, every dollar counts. And this is actually something that you can control. And don't wait until your first payment jumps hundreds of dollars higher like I did.
My mortgage went up $1,000 and I am not okay. So let me tell you guys, for the longest time, people be screaming from the hilltop, home ownership is not it. Don't rush. And I will just be like, I don't understand it, because I'm literally chilling, cheaper than rent. I was bamboozled. So let me tell y'all what they do not tell y'all about real estate. So they do an analysis every year from, at least with the mortgage that I got, right? And so they did an analysis, and basically my mortgage increased by $1,000. And I asked them why. And they were like, something about, my house is a new build. And so I guess they charged me for the taxes when it was just the land for 2 years. Then after year 2, they add the taxes with the house actually on it. And they were like, yeah, your builder is supposed to tell you. They didn't. They didn't. And so I asked them, can I sell the house? And they were like, there's no equity in it. You guys see me smiling, but come next month, I'm literally going to be in tears, because $1,000 extra a month, I legit want to move back home and live with my parents. But I don't have that option. I'm sick. I'm sick. Honestly, don't buy a house if you're single. Buy a house when there's 2 incomes coming in, because baby, you gonna need it.
Okay, that is just depressing. I want to cry for her. But yeah, that just goes to show buying a house is not always the best option for everybody. Luckily for me, and I don't want to jinx it, ever since I bought my home about almost 5 years ago, I've never had any major increases in my mortgage. It's really the HOA that's been getting a little out of hand lately, but still not $1,000 increase. That's insane. That would, and then she has no equity. Like I'm assuming she just bought it. That has to suck. And I hope she likes where she lives. I hope she likes her city. I hope she plans on keeping her job for a long time because she's gonna be in that house for a long time.
My HOA is foreclosing on everybody's house. So, if you guys remember last year, I came to tell you guys that my HOA was threatening to put a lien on my home and start the foreclosure process over a $22,000 assessment that I refused to pay. My HOA had been wanting to do some construction on all of the homes, and this was something that was well underway before I purchased my home. I ended up finding out through meeting minutes and talking with neighbors that not only was this something that was planned as far back as 2022, but neighbors who purchased their home around the same time as me did get a disclosure that there was a siding project that was slowly approaching. I am allegedly one of two people who did not get that notice according to the HOA, and so my HOA said that I could pay them the money back on a monthly basis for the next 5 to 10 years. I declined. I don't think that I should have to pay you anything for this. So I knew, I've been getting a lot of letters. I've been working through this, but I knew that they were trying to come after me, put a lien on my home, etc. However, a new person came knocking at the door. It was the construction company. The construction company is now saying that the HOA, my HOA board has not paid them. And they have not received all of their money, and the houses have been done for months. I'm saying for months. And apparently, they didn't get all their money. And so now, they're putting a lien on the homes, which that process, I think, has been done today. And our property management company and the HOA is trying to say that it's because of the homeowners who haven't paid. I don't believe that. I know that when the HOA was accepting bids and what they were looking for a company that could give them a $3,000 advance that, of course, they would pay back. However, they never really told us what that advance would be for, why they needed it, etc. It didn't make sense to us. However, they ended up choosing a company that would be able to give them that, which, of course, they have to pay back. The amount that the construction company says the HOA still owes is $272,000. That sounds like the $300,000 that you guys, I know I'm mixed in there, a little 20 grand in there, right? But that, for the most part, sounds like the $300,000 that they gave you in advance on. And our HOA is trying to say that it's the homeowners who didn't pay. That doesn't make any sense to me.
So I included that video just because, like I said, for me, I don't relate to the mortgage increases. Hopefully I never will, but the HOA stuff, that can be quite a pain for a lot of people. And from her story, that sounds horrible. I'm sorry they got to go through that. I hope they figure out a solution. Maybe she just try to sell. I guess you can't. That's the thing. You can't sell it. If you owe the HOA money, I don't think you're able to sell it. Or if you do sell it, you're still responsible for those whatever debts you owe to them. So yeah, HOAs are. I'm starting to become convinced that they are a scam. I get that they provide a lot of conveniences such as doing the lawn care, the water stuff, and the upkeep and maintenance of the house. But there's definitely a lot of people, a lot of HOAs that have reputation for just kind of taking advantage of a lot of the homeowners. And low key, although I had a few issues with mine, I haven't had anything super major, but I sleep with one eye open every night because I'm just not, even myself, I'm just not super convinced that they're not going to come back at us with some type of bull in one way, shape, or form.
Well, I can't afford my house anymore. Not because I lost a job. I actually got a raise. My mortgage just went up by a lot. So they say, buy what you can afford, live within your means. So I did. A couple years ago, me and a woman I was engaged to, we bought a house together. It was our first time in our 40s. So we bought the house in a small town. I drive 40 miles or 45 miles each way to go to work in a bigger town where I can make the most amount of money. And I live in a small town, so I can afford the house. It's a nice house. I love my house. It's beautiful. Over 2,000 square feet. It's great. When I first purchased this house, it was $169,000. And with all of the insurance and stuff added in, my monthly payment was $1,450 a month. And that was good.
I feel so bad for this dude. He sounds so defeated. This is a really unfortunate situation. The part that has me is the 40 miles to work every day, to and from work. That has to be tough. But I'm curious to see what went wrong. Just because, you know, it sounded like it was a pretty cheap house. The mortgage was like $1,500, $1,400, so that's not bad. So I just want to see what happened.
Then my mortgage goes up, and they say, "Oh, the cost of lumber, the cost of materials have gone up. So in case anything happens to your house, we'd have to rebuild it. So the insurance has gone up, and then the value of the property went up. So my payment went from $1,450 to $1,740. So from $1,450 to $1,740, I'm making it happen. I get a call yesterday. They're like, "Hey, you need to pay." And I'm like, "All right, I get it. I fell behind. December kicked my ass with Christmas, and so I didn't make a full payment." I was like, "All right, well, let me get caught up."
Okay, you guys, do not ever let the holidays keep you from paying your mortgage or your like essential bills. Do not. That's a very bad financial mistake that he's made. I'm already someone that find a lot of these holidays to be scams to spend more money. So I'm not the biggest holiday fan. And something about becoming an adult, these holidays don't become as exciting anymore. But yeah, don't ever let a holiday be the reason why you don't pay your mortgage or your other essential bills.
I checked my account, and then I asked, like, "Okay, what's the balance?" And they told me a balance, and I was like, "Excuse me, there's what?" And so they told me that my mortgage is now $2,500 a month. 2 years ago, I moved into this house. This town is about 12,000 people, because apparently my house is now valued at $310,000 when I purchased it for $169,000.
Okay, so I'm going to end that there. That really sucks. It sounds like, I feel like there's probably more to the story that we're missing, but if I was him, sell the fucking house. I mean, it almost doubled in price according to what he's saying. So, yeah, that is insane. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Have you guys experienced any, major increases in your mortgages? But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.